Hello, Brian McCarthy here from Bold&Break, and today we are going to be discussing augmented reality. I'm sure you've heard a lot about augmented reality. Maybe you're wondering, is it worth upskilling myself so I can work on augmented reality projects? We're going to take a deeper look at this. Is it a fad? Will it stay? Is it here to stay? Is there money in it? And we're also going to discuss the skills required to step into that field. Let's get started. Augmented reality is something that is becoming more ubiquitous. What I mean by that is it's kind of everywhere. AR, you're hearing a lot about AR. There's a lot of kind of excitement around it from a business and advertising perspective. It's not really a new piece of technology. What's new about AR is it's accessible to everyone. You only need a phone now to activate and engage with an augmented reality experience, and that excites advertisers and excites brands. But there are much more practical uses. AR's first functional use goes all the way back to the 90s. You guessed it, the US military. They're always first somehow. More practical case uses of AR, which are very interesting. Surgeons have looked at using AR as a way to optimize surgeries. The construction industry has used it for planning, just kind of general efficiency when building stuff or before something is being built or when something needs repair. The interesting thing about AR also is the market projections that some establishments have forecasted. Between 2020 and 2024, some organizations are forecasting it's going to be $125 billion US market. And you're kind of scratching your heads like, where's that money going? And it's not just advertising and silly filters, healthcare, military again, building and construction. There is huge growth in the sector, and not because it's a new technology, but because it's a much more accessible technology. Once something becomes more accessible to the public, there's more money in it because it's cheaper to make it accessible to the public. Does this mean VR is dead? Not a chance. VR is in it for the long run. It's a different type of tech. It's going to be used for different things, but this video is about AR, so let's just stick to that for now. So you're probably wondering to yourself, should I even try it? Am I even interested? It's a kind of a niche skill at the moment. So if you can nail down a few platforms that you're good at, you'll be flying and you'll be very attractive to potential freelance projects or even a full-time job. The main platforms in advertising for AR is Spark, which is owned by Facebook. Then you have Lens Studio, which is Snapchat. Then you have WebAR. And WebAR is kind of aiming to pull away from the proprietary services that you have to use Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat to activate an AR experience. And what WebAR is trying to achieve is that it's more accessible to everyone, that you can just activate it with your phone through a web browser and you don't need to have a Snapchat or Facebook on your phone. We're a little bit away from that point, but we're getting there. Facebook and Snapchat and the other companies like TikTok also are putting huge money into you going to their platform. So they're going to offer something very unique about their AR. WebAR may lag behind a little bit because it's lots of technologies trying to come together at once. Now, what skills do you need to get involved in building AR experiences? It's very similar to being a game artist. It's limited polygons. You need to be able to UV map. You need to be able to optimize your scene quite effectively, and it can be challenging. You need to be aware of the technical limitations, so understanding how normal maps work, how displacement maps work, how specular maps work. All those things will help you in creating a very kind of visceral and engaging augmented reality experience. And these would be the skills you need. So you need to know how to model, but you also need to know how to model correctly. So kind of modeling in quads, being able to QA test your models, and also even animation. Animation is coming into augmented reality experiences, and being able to problem solve technically and kind of being able to be really clever about cutting corners, you know. For instance, if you wanted to do a particle simulation, you'd probably need to do it with flat 2D objects rather than 3D objects, because the AR software won't be able to render that. It won't have the capacity. Maybe go and look at how game artists model their assets, understand how animation translates through different AR tools. For instance, if you're a Cinema 4D user, you can't just export the Mograph animations into Lens Studio or Spark AR or most other AR tools, you need to figure out a way around that. Usually maybe baking these keyframes into the FBX would be an option. So there's lots of things to upskill and learn and test before you can go, I can do AR. It's a niche skill. Every AR project is very, very different. It's a bit of a wild west with AR, so just be aware of those things. And it's here to stay. It's a huge industry. AR is also integrating with VR to a certain extent. You have mixed reality. I'm not sure what that is, but it's a kind of a, if you go and Google a company called Magic Leap and Snapchat, they're also have their own lenses, and it's a kind of a mixture of VR, AR, very trippy, very futuristic, Blade Runner kind of stuff. There's lots of money to be made in it. There's lots of opportunity for growth and upskilling yourself in different ways, and you never know what might come of it. And if you have absolutely no interest and you hate it, stay away from it, because you'll probably just piss people off if you are working in AR and absolutely hate it, because there's a huge amount of excitement around the industry and growth in that sector at the moment. I'll put some notes in the description below. Definitely worth looking into. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment below. Is this a subject matter that interests you? Let me know. For now, that's all. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.